AJ Styles is traded to SmackDown, Bayley and Charlotte face off once again, and did Jeff Hardy have enough in the tank to defeat Sheamus? I'm Joe from Broforce, and this is your SmackDown review.
Hey, this is Angel Garza from WWE, and you are watching the Bro Force.
So we open today's SmackDown with the dirt sheet with the Miz and John Morrison, or should I say Miz and Morrison? Hey hey, ho ho. But basically, it was just opening off with them hating on Otis and Braun, which I didn't realize. I thought that was kind of random at first, even though they did have a match last week. But I thought they were mainly going after Otis, but turned out it wasn't as random as I thought because, well, first off, they were saying Braun should not have faced Goldberg, and it could have been anybody. It could have been them, and it should have been them, they said. But they were saying Braun Strowman does not deserve the Universal title, and he's so bad that Bray Wyatt replaced him with puppets. And then they had a bunch of them pop up. Shiloh, it was some type of sock. I forget what the name was for it. And then they had Dookie the Diaper Boy, which was a diaper puppet, and a Mandy Rose puppet. Alright? So, I mean, he said those were all the rejected puppets for Bray Wyatt's Funhouse. But Braun ended up coming out, and Morrison kind of got The Miz stuck in a match with Braun Strowman, which The Miz was not happy about because he had to face Braun Strowman. But the match was nothing too special. The Miz got some help from Morrison, but it didn't really help him that much. But Braun won, and afterwards, John Morrison kept talking and challenged him to a match, a handicap match at Backlash. So that match is confirmed for Backlash. And then we moved on to Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. It was pretty good. I had to rewatch this match on YouTube because I missed it because I had to go out. But I watched it. It seemed pretty good. So if there was anything crazy that happened in the match that I didn't see, it's probably because it wasn't in the video that they posted on YouTube. But there was one spot that I really liked when I was watching. AJ Styles reversed a armbar from Shinsuke into a Styles Clash, which looked pretty cool and could have been the finish for the match, but it wasn't because Shinsuke kicked out of two, and then a little bit later on, AJ finished them off with a phenomenal forearm. But yeah, they worked pretty good together. I think. All right, so hear me out. A lot of people don't like their WrestleMania match that they had at WrestleMania 34, but I hated it at the time. I was so mad, but it's because the expectations were too high. But watching it back, I think I watched it back not too long ago, maybe before this year's WrestleMania or last year's. The match was a pretty good match. It was a solid match that they had, and it wasn't as bad as I remembered it to be. So, I mean, if you guys have time, you guys should go watch that match, and maybe it'll change your opinion on it. But yeah, pretty solid TV match. AJ Styles is moving on in the tournament, and he is going to be facing Elias in the next round of the tournament. So, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to Elias versus AJ Styles, but I think it's pretty obvious that AJ Styles is going to move on to the finals and face, I'm not going to spoil it, I mean, or I don't know if you guys care, but Daniel Bryan and whoever won between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. So, in the finals, that'll be good, but next round is not going to be something to look forward to, but they're both good and entertaining in their own ways. So, it should be fun. Also, I almost forgot to mention that AJ Styles is officially traded back to SmackDown for, not for anything right now, but they said maybe something in the future, but SmackDown is officially, once again, the house that AJ Styles built, and AJ Styles is back home, finally. He's always been better on SmackDown. SmackDown is the home of AJ Styles, unlike Raw. He didn't do too much great stuff on Raw, but when he was on SmackDown, that's when SmackDown was at its best, so looking forward to seeing if he does anything notable on SmackDown again. And then we moved on to Charlotte versus Bayley, who told Sasha that she didn't want her in her corner for this match because she needs to prove to everyone that she can win matches without Sasha, which Sasha might have taken that the wrong way, but throughout the whole match I was just waiting for Sasha to come out. But Bayley and Charlotte had a pretty solid match. They've had a lot of history. I believe I saw something saying that they were like 8-8, and this would be the tiebreaker, which Bayley won with the most powerful move in professional wrestling history, the roll up. But yeah, it was pretty good. I was expecting Sasha to come out, maybe not turn heel right away, but hint at it. But no, she didn't. To my surprise, she stayed back and let the match happen. And I mean, it was a pretty good match for what it was. It was for being a TV match. They've had some good matches together before, so I mean, that's what I expected from it. They're not gonna have a bad match unless you're Hayden and hate Charlotte Flair like to death. But nah, they're both good, and they put on a good match. And then we moved on to I almost called her Mandy DeVille. Mandy Rose and Otis versus Sonya and Dolph Ziggler. It was a pretty good match. It was fun. Uh, there's not much to say about it, but it was. I always really liked Mandy Rose ever since NXT. I think I saw a match with her and Ember Moon that I really liked. So I've always been a fan of her. I'm looking forward to see what she does on her own. And Otis, he's already entertaining. So they're gonna. I'm hoping they do stuff together for a pretty long time. And Sonya Deville is really like coming around to be a star. She could be a future women's champion. It seems like from all this work she's doing. She's been cutting decent promos on the previous weeks of SmackDown, so it's been pretty cool. But Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler actually won this match after Sonya pinned Mandy after a running knee strike to the back of the head. But yeah, it was pretty fun. The feud's obviously not over. I think maybe they'll have another match at Backlash. So who knows? That'll be the greatest wrestling match ever. So if it does happen, I'll look forward to that. Maybe put like a stipulation on it or something. Spice it up a little bit since they already just had this mixed tag match. But yeah, looking forward to see what they do with that. And then we moved on to the main event, which has a lot of story built up to it within for like the past 4 weeks, I believe. And it was Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus, which I think a lot of people assumed it would be the finals of this Intercontinental Championship tournament. But no, it's round 1. But Sheamus dominated this match through the whole thing. And at one point in the match, he threw Jeff Hardy on the commentary table and got in Michael Cole's face and started yelling at him, saying he's been putting Jeff Hardy over after his matches for 4 straight weeks now, and he hasn't been putting over Sheamus. What about Sheamus? I mean, to be honest, he kind of has like a good reason behind this. Every time after he like wrestled, it was always about Jeff Hardy, and there wasn't enough talk about Sheamus, even though he just made his return. Jeff Hardy's return overshadowed his, and that's why he's mad. But part of me thought that Sheamus would pull off this win during this match, but Jeff Hardy, once again with the most powerful move in professional wrestling history, the roll-up, after getting completely annihilated from Sheamus throughout the whole match. He had very little offense. He had like little like parts of the match that would give you hope for him, but I mean, it wasn't enough. He was like dying. Sheamus kept taunting him, saying he should have stayed home and chugged a couple cold ones. That's not exactly what he said, but you get the gist of it. So yeah, it was a lot of good storytelling, and I also think they're gonna do a lot more with this. The way it finished off, I don't know if they'll do a match at Backlash. I mean, we both thought that they would do one at Money in the Bank, but they didn't. So I'm not just gonna assume right now. But yeah, maybe they could do like a Extreme Rules match. Isn't Extreme Rules match or Extreme Rules soon? Not sure when that is. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, he specializes in those type of matches. So maybe they could do a nice little no DQ match. But yeah, pretty good. Overall, SmackDown, it had a good card. It was a pretty solid show. I did miss some of it, so that's why I'm not really going in full depth on some of this. I did see all of Mandy and Otis and Hardy and Sheamus. That's about it. That's all that really happened. The only important stuff that happened, other than Shinsuke and AJ. But I'm gonna be making the SmackDown reviews now instead of Hayden. Hayden's gonna be taking Raw reviews, and then NXT and AEW is gonna stay the same. AEW Dynamite or Double or Nothing is tomorrow, so that'll be our next video reactions for Double or Nothing. But anyways, if you made it this far, you should consider subscribing, because obviously you made it pretty far, so there must be something appealing. Unless you just hate us and you're watching it because you hate me and my voice, I don't know. But yeah, subscribe and check out our next videos. Thank you for watching.